Hey guys, Dan here with Watermarks, and the future is now. In 2021, we've got a new feature that I feel is pretty overdue. You're now able to use your iPhone as a webcam for your Mac. I'm going to be showing you how to do it for free, plus some discounts for those who want to take advantage of the pro features that are available. So let's get into it. So using your iPhone as a webcam is a game changer, especially considering the Mac webcams are lacking. I mean, come on, Apple, it's been years and we're still using the same webcams across the whole lineup when we have these iPhone cameras that are just light years ahead of what we've got on our Macs. But that's okay, all is forgiven because Camo is here to save the day. And before we start, I just want to clarify that this app that we're using to show your iPhone webcam isn't for every day, but it is for everyone who wants to look their absolute best on video. Now with that being said, let's take a look. So Camo launched in July 2020, and since then has been constantly improving. You can see here on my desktop we have Camo Studios, which is an app you're going to download on both your Mac and your iPhone as well. And you'll see here we have no devices are connected, connect a device to your Mac, and then launch the Camo app. So all you have to do is open the Camo app on your iPhone, connect it by USB, and it'll automatically show up like this. So here you can already see the quality on my screen is just wild. This is not something that we're used to coming from a webcam. On the left tab over here, you can see all of the camera settings. We've got my phone here, but if you have multiple devices hooked up, you could easily switch between them using the dropdown. It's also going to show you some handy features like your battery and the fact that it's connected by USB. In modes, we can switch from normal, or if you have the premium version of Camo, you can use portrait, which is currently in beta. But if I select that, we're actually going to use something very similar to portrait mode on your phone. So you can see that here, it's going to blur out the background, and it just looks, again, way more high quality than we are used to seeing on a webcam. I mean, this is completely unheard of. For your lens, you can actually switch between any of the cameras that are available on your phone. Now you're going to start off on the wide camera, which is going to be fine for most people. This gets everything in the shot that you want to be seeing. It's close up on your face, and I don't think a lot of people are going to have issues with what is on screen right now. But if you do want an ultra wide camera, then on the normal setting, you're going to be able to change that. So you can see I'm using the 12 Pro Max, and I've got access to all of my cameras, including the front camera as well, telephoto, wide, or the ultra wide, which is just going to show you absolutely everything in my room here. Now getting back to the wide angle camera, you can see by default it doesn't autofocus. However, you can see that you can select this and fine tune your autofocus if you want to change that. If you want to be able to change that manually. You can see here you're seeing a lot more of the foreground. Now in terms of resolution, this is going to be working at 1080p and 30 frames per second. In my case, this hasn't been a problem at all. It still shows way clearer than anything else that I've been using, and it's still fairly responsive. But if you did want to drop it down to 720p or any custom dimensions, you can see them all listed here. But I prefer to stay on 1080p. Now it is crazy the amount of things that you can customize using this software. I mean, even the audio can be customized. If you want to use stereo using both microphones on your phone, it'll take advantage of that together. But if you wanted to switch to one single one, say the camera one, or the one at the bottom of your phone, you have the option to change that depending on the orientation of your phone or where it's going to be placed. Just by clicking, it's going to change that. And we've also got a series of presets if you wanted to change the color around. And while you can create your own, the stock presets that come with it are saturation buff, saturation nerf, mono, 1980s, tropical Hawaiian, orc attack, and lemon. Now obviously you're not going to be using those on a regular basis, but the normal camera alone is good enough for most people who don't need to fine tune the colors. You also have the option to transform your image in a couple of different ways. You can mirror your video, so if you don't want it to be at this orientation and you want to flip it to be more natural, you can hit mirror my video. As well, you can select a watermark, so you can turn on the Camo one so that it has their badge in the corner. But what I found interesting was that you can actually overlay your own watermark if you want to. You can see here, I'm just going to select my own background. And you can see that it pulls up my own overlay here And you can do this with just about anything. The only requirements are that you have a 1080p frame with a transparent background, and then you can overlay anything you want on top of it. You upload a PNG, and just like you saw here, it comes into play. So you can turn that on or off as you see fit. You've also got the option to rotate your image or zoom however you see fit. So you can see you can rotate all the way around. You can also zoom up to 1000% if you really wanted to get in close. And when you do zoom in, you're going to be able to drag the frame around if you want something specific in focus, or say you don't want to focus too much on the background. So that's all the features of Camo Studio. There's a ton of different options there to customize exactly to your liking. And I actually wish I heard about this software sooner, because before buying this, when I was in the market for a webcam, I bought the Logitech Brio, which is an industry standard for the most high quality 4K camera that you can get with an ultra wide angle. You can see here on my desktop as I pull open Logitech, we've got a lot of the same features, and you can see the screen is very, very delayed right now, as it can't really handle doing both of those things at once. So opening Brio, you can see that there's a lot of the same options that are available, including your field of view, so you can change it from 65 degrees, which is going to be very, very close, all the way up to 90 degrees if you want that full wide angle view, seeing the whole wall behind me. You can turn on and off HDR, you can zoom and pan things around just like you would on Camo. You can manually set your autofocus if you don't like it, adjusting it by itself, changing your auto white balance, anti-flicker, and on the video side, you can actually change from 1080p all the way up to 4K at 30 frames per second, or if you want up to 60 frames per second, you can go with 1080. But here you can see a side-by-side comparison where the Logitech is just not nearly as crisp as it is on the Camo Studios. And while it offers 4K and autofocus features and a wide angle lens, I find that even in ideal lighting environments like this, you still find noise and pixelation in the background and in the details. And while I know that that's getting a little bit picky, you sort of have to be when you're dropping almost $200 or more on a webcam. I originally purchased the Logitech Brio in hopes that it would be just the clearest webcam that I could find on the market that offered 4K and also a wide angle view so you could see everything behind me. And I was really surprised to plug it in and find that it wasn't nearly as clear as I was expecting it to be, especially when I'm used to using the camera on my iPhone on a regular basis. Now with Camo Studios, there are some obvious downsides which we should probably talk about. And number one is, of course, you have to use your iPhone. So if you're on a call and you want to be able to use your phone, it's going to be occupied, you're not going to be able to use it. As well, it has to connect by wire, so it can't be anything wireless. You are going to be limited by attaching it through a lightning cord. You're also going to need an additional phone mount so that you can prop up your phone on your monitor, unlike with a webcam where it's built to do so. As well, it only works with iOS devices at the moment. So whether it's an iPhone or an iPad, those are options you have available, but there's no native support for Android at the moment. And all of that really goes to tell you that, like I said in the beginning of this video, Camo is not for everyday use, but it is for everyone when they want to look their best. Whether you have a sales pitch, a big presentation, a media appearance, just any instances where you want to look as high quality as you possibly can on a call, that's where Camo really excels. So I was really impressed by how Camo works, and I would recommend that people take advantage of this software. After all, Logitech invested about $2.5 billion on their cameras last year, and Apple invested about $17.5 billion. So that really tells you the scale of the research and product development that goes into these products, and the results are very clear when looking at these videos. And this isn't a sales pitch, because the free version really does give you enough for most users. If you're okay with just using the wide angle camera on your iPhone, then it's going to be great. It's not the kind of company that sells out or really limits the free version. There's no ads, and there's really no limits to using that camera. But if you are somebody who wants the pro features like the ultra wide camera, the portrait mode, then as one of my subscribers, you can save 15%. Just use the code VITTERTECH at checkout and you'll be able to take advantage of that discount. So that's everything about Camo Studios. When I first heard about this, I was blown away. I couldn't believe that there was software out there that could do this. So let me know in the comments, what you guys think. As well, remember to hit the subscribe button because I've got a lot more webcam comparison videos coming to the channel soon. And hit that like button because it tells YouTube that videos like this don't suck. Thanks for watching, you guys, and supporting the channel. I'll see you in the next one.